Alright guys, this is Attorney Walter Knott with Disability Resolution PA. Let's specifically get into the Senate when it comes to the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. Cinema dashes House Dems' hopes for $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. This article comes specifically from Fox Business. Let's see, does it have who wrote it on here? It does not have who wrote it on here, but it was published August 23rd. Cinema was a part of a group of senators who crafted a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. Sounds a little less than $3.5 trillion, obviously. House Minority Leader tells Kudlow Democrats are trying to transform America while Afghanistan erupts. A lot of truth to that. All right. Senator Kristen Sinema, Democrat of Arizona, on Monday said she would not support Democrats' $3.5 trillion spending plan, potentially dashing hopes of passing the proposal via budget reconciliation, which means they get to do what they want. They get to do whatever they want. So, and understand, too, like, if they don't have all 50 Democrats on board to vote this thing through, then they've got a problem because they can't push it through. Sinema was a part of a group of nearly 24 senators from both parties who crafted and passed a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, which calls for about $550 billion in new federal spending. In a statement on Monday, she said that proposal should be considered on its own merits, despite Democrats' attempts to push her to support the broader spending bill. Proceedings in the U.S. House will have no impact on Kristen's views about what is best for our country. It's the House, not the Senate. She's the Senate. Including the fact that she will not support a budget reconciliation bill that costs $3.5 trillion, a Sinema spokesperson told Politico in a statement. A spokesperson for Sinema did not return Fox Business's request, right, because they're the enemy of the Democrats. Sinema for comment. Sinema, along with the fellow moderate Democrat Joe Manchin of West Virginia, voted in favor of advancing Democrats' budget earlier this month, which paved the way for the potential passage of the massive spending plan, via the fast-track process known as reconciliation, which is a two-sided sword, so, be careful with it. Legislation passed via reconciliation would eliminate the threat of a Republican filibuster, so long as each Senate Democrat voted in favor of its passage. So, basically, Pelosi has put everything on the line, but she's running into this one Democrat. So, if we see this one Democrat having things come her way, or having promises about future, yada yada, that's why. Members of the House returned this week to Capitol Hill early from their August recess in order to take up the budget plan and infrastructure. Centrist Democrats, however, are at odds with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat of California, about holding their infrastructure proposal hostage until the party moves forward with a $3.5 trillion spending plan. So once again, let me read that. Centrist Democrats, however, are at odds with Pelosi about holding their infrastructure proposal hostage. And what we're seeing here is a trick. The trick is basically that Pelosi wants to pass the two mega bills into law at the same time. So she's playing a game of deadlines and timelines to try and get them all to come together at the same time. The group wants the bipartisan infrastructure proposal signed into law before other spending legislation is considered. Progressive members of the party, however, want the spending plan taken up before the bipartisan infrastructure agreement. Okay? Both Manchin and Sinema have voiced concerns about the price tag of Democrat spending proposal, which includes designs for social and welfare programs. But remember, they get to choose whatever they want to be spending it on. So it could not be you or I at all. It could not be the American people at all. Just remember that. They get to choose. They have been in contact with centrist members of the House who also want to move forward with the bipartisan infrastructure plan before broader spending measures, as reported by Politico. All right. That's the end of it. Bottom line is this. It's incredibly important for you to realize that the largest change of wealth is occurring. And it's not just this bill. It's not just, the Biden prior, bill, and then the two before that with the prior president. It's essentially a situation where we'll be boosting just with that alone the $11 trillion up to essentially $14.5 trillion that would be spent. Just remember, we only make $22 trillion a year, and that's on a regular year like 2019. We do not make, technically that wasn't a regular year either, but it was closer than 2020. 2020, 2021, we're making significantly less as a country. If people don't get back to work to pay for all these taxes and benefits, then the systems will fail. The main ones I'm worried about are the two trust funds, the OASI Trust Fund, Retirement Trust Fund, and the DI, Disability Insurance Trust Fund for SSDI. They're going to be running very, very low, and there's a problem. And nobody's talking about it except me on Face or on YouTube, and it's worrying me, and here's why. If you guys don't listen to this, then you are being blind to what's going on. What's going on is the mega trust funds need money badly. And if we do not pass legislation to refund them, to build up the money that's in them, then they will run out a lot sooner than everybody's thinking. We are now closing in on being a month and a couple of weeks away from knowing how bad this whole thing is coming down. So I just want you to understand retirement and survivor benefits retirement and disability insurance benefits, SSDI benefits, are in big trouble right now. Nobody's talking about it because it's unpopular to talk about it. But it's incredibly important that you realize there's a massive, massive problem going on there. My name is Attorney Walter, if not the third. I'm with Disability Resolution PA. Just a quick heads up, if you like this channel, please like, subscribe, and leave 5 stars. The more 5 stars you leave me, the more it helps me out with doing a good job going forward. Obviously, I appreciate every single one of them. I will catch you guys a little bit later, and we'll be going to more videos shortly. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.